Hi, this is Mark from Tetrakey and this is Tetrakey TV. This is number 142 of 260 performance conversations that Rob and I are giving you in 2017. We are counting down already. We're very proud of where we are at the moment. Just under 120 to go of hopefully enlightening conversations and topics to cover. And every now and again we get to rant. Well, more like I get to rant. I had a rant recently around truth and the concept of participation. I'm going to have a little rant now. But it's a rant that is very, very important for you guys who own businesses or who manage teams or who are reliant on others for your success. Because it's the conversation around reward and recognition. So if you like what we're talking about, please like, please share. And don't forget to download our book. And tonight, once I finish work for this client, tonight is all going to be about the final, hopefully part of the next book that's coming out. It's just taking a little bit longer than I anticipated, but it is imminent. So my rant. The topic is why do we have to reward everything? So this morning, I went to my son's school assembly. Over the weekend, he completed his first mini triathlon, which was supposed to be a 200-meter swim, but the rips were really, really strong. So we struggled a little bit. So they made the swim only 100 meters. Then he had to do a 6K bike ride and then a 2.5K run. So yeah, for an 8-year-old, it's that's a long way to go. And my boy did it in 48 minutes. So I was very, very chuffed. And this morning we went to school and he got called up in assembly. So I stayed to watch the assembly and to see him walk on the stage with a big grin on his face. And it was fantastic. I loved it. And the great thing was, it was the contrast between what happened in the assembly. And this is what I really want us to think about, because I'm very worried about where the world's going, as I've said. On numerous occasions, and the messaging that we're really talking and telling the youth of today. And this assembly was a great example. So, lovely, Seth got called up with a few other kids who did some judo. They got, what did they do? They got nominated to represent their province for the national champs, which is fantastic. And there was a girl there who did a 5K obstacle course. So really cool stuff that the kids had done. And you should have seen their faces standing up on stage in front of their friends, their teachers, their parents, and just having their name read out with their achievement. They were buzzing. They were running up and down, and the smile on their faces was phenomenal. And I loved it. I loved that just simple recognition of what they have achieved. So anyway, they sat down, and then next minute a guest speaker stood up, and she was talking to them about the importance of the right shoe. All cool stuff, some very informative stuff, things I didn't know about feet in kids and stuff, so I found it very informative, and it was really enjoyable talk until the end. And again, everyone's going to have different views on this. But then she introduced a competition. And there was a couple of things I found quite interesting, both from a business point of view, but then also some principles and philosophy. So the competition was all the kids had to design a shoe, a female shoe, and it could be for anybody over the age of 16. So she talks about the shoe, and then this is a small business, and then she goes, in order to qualify, your school teachers have to come to any one of my shops to drop off the designs, which again I found a little bit strange, considering you're asking school teachers to collect and then drive and then park and then go in. If it's so important for you to get your brand up, then I would have thought collecting at the school and then just driving to a few schools in the morning would have been a slightly more customer-centric way of doing it. But anyway, that's a slightly different point. So she goes through the prize and she talks about what the parents can get and what the teachers can get. And then she goes to the kids. So this is a really cool little activity, quite using your imagination. It's fun. And my school, when my boy goes, is up to the age of 9 in this campus. So it's up to the age of 9. So this, obviously, like I said, the competition was to design a female shoe. And then she goes to the prizes. So straight at sort of, I'm listening a little bit now. And she goes, we're going to give away 5 pairs of shoes and 3 tablets. And the tablets are worth 3,000 rand. And again, this is probably me getting my high horse, but I just get so worried that at the ages of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, we're already having to bribe kids in order to do something for the opportunity of getting a reward. Now, I'm not talking about recognition, I'm talking about reward. And the conversation afterwards, listening to the kids, was about the tablet. It was about winning something. It wasn't about the excitement of what design are you going to do, what shoe are you going to do, and all that kind of cool stuff. It was about, we can win something. And this is where I get very, very worried. I get worried that we are creating an environment and we're creating the future society, which is all about, I will only do something if I get something in return. So in order for me to do a favour for you, then you need to pay me or you need to give me a reward. Not about just recognise what I've done. I remember some of the things, one of the biggest things I did when I started out in the corporate space was we had a big organisation get together. I think there must have been 2,000 or 3,000 people there. And I did a piece of work, and in front of 3,000 people, I got called onto the stage as recognition of the reward I got. And I think I got a bottle of champagne or something. And it wasn't about the bottle of champagne. It was the fact that in front of my peers, I got recognised for something that I did. And yet we're teaching 6, 7, 8, 9-year-olds that in order for you to do something, you have to do it for a prize. And I've got real issues with that, and I don't think we should be talking about prizes. We should be doing it in terms of the excitement that it's going to bring, in terms of creating something different, using your imagination. And I think you need to be very careful in terms of your business and your teams. If you start down a path of constant rewards, then when does it stop? And when do those rewards actually become non-important to the participants? It's just another competition with another prize at the end, rather than doing something that you believe is worthwhile for recognition or for the good of society or the good of the school. Or imagine if the kids designed a shoe that actually went into production and came out. How cool! And they saw their shoes out in the market. How cool would that be, rather than for a tablet? And the tablet has absolutely no correlation with the product of a shoe. What does a tablet have with a shoe? So again, from a business point of view, what are they doing to utilise the competition to generate additional rewards and returns for their business? Why are they not doing something that's aligned to their product? But just think about that. Think about what reward and recognition you want to build into your business, what message it sends to your team, and how sustainable that is, both from a motivational point of view and a cost point of view. So with that, I wish you a fantastic day, and I will speak to you soon. Bye-bye.